Szczęśliwego Nowego Roku, or Happy New Year. Okay, we're a couple of weeks into January already, but hey, haven't had a chance to say it on the channel yet. So today's video is going to be talking about 2023 and basically my plans. I was just reviewing my 2022 video and realized a lot of the goals are similar, but progress has been made. One thing I will start off with is fitness is got to be one of my main aims. Unfortunately, I'm still not my ideal weight. I do a lot of hiking, I do yoga, but I guess it's not enough, so I need to be doing more. So I was thinking it would be nice to get a bike this year, particularly for the summer. So I'm going to try and save up for that. It's not the cheapest thing to buy, but it's a good investment. I have a few friends who go cycling every summer, like round and about Warsaw. So I think it would be nice, and it would be cool to have the opportunity to do things like maybe the Green Velo Trail or something like that in the future, which is a long trail which is somewhere around here. I don't know. Oh, this is my new gift to myself. I finally got a map of Poland because I thought it would help me to visualize where I want to go. And I'll talk about travel in a bit. So yeah, fitness is a big thing. Hoping to start playing badminton on a regular basis again. I've joined this new expat group called Warsaw Global. And I'm sort of kind of put myself into like a co-organizer type position, you know, because I needed to have even more stuff to do in life. But I think it will be fun. It will allow me to go on a number of trips. You know, when you're going with a group, sometimes it's easier than when you go on your own. And it's good motivation. I'm getting to meet people from all over the world and making new friends and building new connections, which I think is always a very valuable thing to keep up in life. So yeah, fitness, the Warsaw Global stuff is definitely high on the list of priorities this year. I also need to do more reading. So I have this book, for example, and a couple of others about Polish history, which I need to get to grips with, because when I'm talking about places, talking about people, you know, I need to have just a little bit more background knowledge, I think. And you know, one of the keys to understanding Poland and the Polish people is knowing the history, because it is shocking and incredibly complicated, but interesting. So I look forward to doing that. I mean, one area I will like to go into in the future is profiling some famous people from Polish history. So certain kings like Sobieski, for example. You have like famous generals like Piłsudski, whose statues are found everywhere in Poland. So it would be good to like do some profiles like that, and you know, kind of bring a bit of like Polish culture and heritage to life a little bit more, which I give a little bit of insight to on my videos, but I would like to be able to specialize a bit more and, you know, help to educate people about this lovely country. So yeah, so I have a few goals like that. I am working still, so of course I will be working full time, but I have some holiday and even a little bonus holiday that I didn't use last year. So I will primarily be using that for travel. Most of my travel will be focused in Poland again, but I need to think about the UK, of course. Maybe I'll go back in March for a spell. I have some birthdays and things going on at that time, so I think it would be a good opportunity to see the family. And yeah, give me another little spell in Krakow, which seems to be my preferred airport now. And so yeah. In terms of the actual travel and what I want to see in Poland this year, I've done a couple of things. So in building my website, www.britlivinginpoland.com, I started to organize the videos I'd made by voivodeship because I was curious, and it suddenly gave me the idea that I've seen a lot of Silesia, Podlastia, Pomerania, but maybe the other regions not so much. So it helps me to kind of think, so I want to have like a balanced report of Poland. What I've also done is taking all the comments that I've had on my videos over the last couple of years, and recommendations from friends, recommendations from people I've talked to, and also places that I've kind of found for myself. I've put together a big spreadsheet full of names of places that I would like to go, and I've grouped them by voivodeship. I will share the link to that sheet so you can view it. And if you think that there is anything on that spreadsheet which I've missed that you think is kind of like, yeah, you should really see that if you're going to be exploring Poland, please do. Obviously, travel is not cheap and it can be quite time consuming, so I do as much as I can. I'll put it that way. Yeah, it's a labor of love, but it's also expensive. But I'm trying to get around as much as Poland as I can. So let me talk about where I want to focus this year. So one area I particularly want to cover in terms of the videos is Lower Silesia. And so you have Wrocław, which is one of Poland's greatest cities. Some people would argue the greatest city in Poland. Brit, which has a castle or two that are worthy of note. There are quite a few castles in this region, as well as mountains. So there's a lot to see, a lot of history, a lot of heritage. So I'm very excited to explore this region more. At the moment, I've only really covered Karpacz on there in terms of the videos. So I said to myself, listen, this is one of the best regions in Poland and I've hardly covered it. So I need to change that. So I'm expecting to maybe do a big trip, maybe spend a week or two in this region, exploring as much as I can. I'm also, as I said last year, keen to do this region, Subcarpathia. So you have Rzeszów, which is the capital. You have Sanok, which I'm quite keen to see for one reason, and it's because it's the home of this really amazing artist from Poland called Beksiński. His work is kind of a little bit like H.R. Geiger. It's a little bit gothic, a bit creepy, a bit eerie, but it has like a kind of haunting quality to it. And this is not only his hometown, but there is also a museum which comprises a lot of his paintings. I also have some of his paintings in Krakow, which I haven't got to see yet. I've seen the ones in Warsaw. I've seen like the traveling tour that some of the paintings go on. So yeah, I really want to do a video about Beksiński because I think he's a very interesting character and his work is amazing. I think it's really interesting. But also you have Bieszczady, like the kind of mountain range here, and I've been told it's one of the best in Poland. And I'm desperate to see that, so I'm hoping to organise a trip there as well. I've also got some other areas of interest, like Sandomierz. I haven't been to yet, and this is a really important one for Polish history. Kalisz as well is another historical place. I would really like to see like more of northern Podlastia, like Augustów, Suwałki, perhaps. I don't know, I'm just kind of thinking, like I'm maybe a bit all over the place in terms of my ideas, but there's so much I want to do and see, so we'll figure it out. And then there's one region, Lubuskia, which I haven't visited at all. So I want to at least visit one city, which would probably be Zielenia Góra, because I have to make sure I hit all the voivodeships. This is my big target for this year. So say I've been in every region of Poland, well, every large region. You know, obviously there are sub-regions within these voivodeships, but it's a bit of an aim to try and see as much as possible. And everywhere I go, there's always something interesting. It could be a statue, it could be a lake, it could be a cool building. There's always at least one thing that I will remember from every place I go to. You know, even Tychy, which is, where is it? Tychy is here, which is not a tourist city, but I still managed to explore that. And even though it's maybe not the kind of place I would go back to, it is certainly the place that I don't regret visiting. It was quite interesting, some of the stuff I saw there, including the brewery for Tiskia, which was not bad, I have to say. But yeah, I have a lot of places to see, and yeah, it's going to be a mission. But I'm really enjoying it, and I think there's so much beauty in Poland to uncover. One of the things you may or may not have seen is I've put a poll up for people to vote whether they basically want to, well, what people want to see. You know, so whether people want me to focus on nature or cities, to do more of the kind of vlogs about life here, or to learn about history and that kind of thing. So far, nature is winning, vlogs second, and cities third, but it's pretty close. Not a lot of shout outs for Polish history, so I feel even more compelled to do Polish history, even if it's what people don't want, because I think it would be very interesting. So please, if you see the poll, let me know your thoughts on that. And in the comments, likewise, let me know any suggestions you have. If you think there's somewhere I haven't been to that I should really prioritize, you know, that you think is like essential to have done a video about this, then please share. I've got a lot of plans for the channel, and I will probably end up regressing, but I am making a bit of a commitment. So I'm getting close to the 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm only about 30 or so off right now, and it's like, wow. So I think when I hit that 1,000, the next video I will do will be a video in Polish. Now, obviously, I'm still learning, and this is another one of my big aims for the year, to keep learning Polish, because even though I'm doing like 2 hours of lessons a week and, you know, bits and pieces in between, it's not enough. So I need to put a bit more focus onto that. I know a lot more than I did compared to last year, but I also, when I'm sat with friends and they're all talking in Polish, I'm still very lost. A lot of the time, you know, I can maybe pick out the odd word here, get an idea of what they're talking about, but, you know, still makes me feel like quite the outsider. So yeah, a lot of work to be done, and hopefully I will meet my Polish tutor this year. She lives pretty near Gdansk, and I have a colleague living in Gdynia as well. So I'm probably going to go to this region again, and I'm thinking I want to go to Weber, which I think is around this area, and this area is like Weber, it's like sand dunes and quicksand, and like apparently some city was swallowed up by it. So I think it will be a pretty interesting place to visit, and a lot of people have recommended it. So, you know, yeah. So in summary, I want to go this area, this area, this area, this area, and a few spots. It's gonna be fun. Good job the trains take you to most of these places, or with this new expat group, we can look into hiring buses and drivers and things that can, you know, take us to some of those hard to reach places. I want to hit some more nature reserves this year. I'm going to be doing a lot of hiking, With this new group, we aim to go to do roughly 2 hikes a month, in addition to like other trips and things. So I think I'll get to see a lot of the kind of the Polish countryside that way. Really hope I get to go to some mountains, like you have the Table Mountains, for example, in Lower Silesia, which I would really like to get to see. I've heard they're quite cool as well. One place I have so many places that I want to go to. Another place I can think of is Żywiec, which is down here. And this is where the Żywiec brewery is, but also you have the Beskidi Mountains. So I was in Bielsko-Białe before, which I really loved. So I think that would be a nice thing for the summer. So yeah, oh wow. I mean, I love exploring Poland. Yeah, and of course, I also have my list of 100 places recommended here, which is guiding me a little bit as well. So maybe I can actually touch this row. It's the only row I haven't touched. I think this row, which is like a lot of it's Lower Silesia, I should be able to tick off in the coming months. So excited about that. But anyway, sorry, I'm rambling a bit, so I think I'll end it there. Thank you very much for watching. Please do comment if you have any ideas. If you want to recommend anywhere for me to visit, or anywhere that is not on my list that you think really should be. And I will see about how I can get there. At the moment, I'm obviously focusing more on places I can take public transport to, particularly trains, because it's just a bit easier, especially if I'm only going for a day or a weekend or something. I want to kind of keep travel time as minimal as possible. And the train routes, I think, go back to normal in like March or something like that. So I think these first couple of months of the year, I'm going to be focusing on what I can do locally. But also I have a number of videos that I recorded or have made the footage for last year, which I need to work on, including a lot of stuff about Warsaw, Lublin, Szczecin. Yeah, so I've got quite a few videos that I like sat disassembled right now, which I need to work with. But anyway, as I was saying, I was wrapping up the video, wasn't I? So thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the channel, and I hope you will continue to enjoy many insights into Poland to come. Please like, because it helps to spread my video. Please subscribe, because then YouTube likes me more. And have a lovely 2023. Do zobaczenia.